morning I'm going to go over some tips and techniques on how to grab attention on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm broadcasting live right now on 3 different platforms. So if you're on Facebook and you're on Periscope, there's actually a link there to get to my my YouTube channel. So actually on my YouTube channel right now, I'm going to be showing what I'm talking about. You don't have to be there, but if you want to get there later, I'll show you. I actually show you like what my setups are and things like that. So you don't have to be there. Again, I'm going to describe the different ways to grab attention. So there's 3. I'm on 3 different platforms. There's a reason for the 3 different platforms, and I'm going to do a Snapchat video separately from this one. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna, the reason why Instagram and Twitter kind of play together really well, there's some tips and techniques that work across both of those platforms, and I'm just gonna tell you what the nuances are about those the different platforms. But if you look at my both of these platforms, they kind of bring you to my YouTube channel, okay, for subscription. And so I just, as a matter of fact, I just set that up. How you doing, Melissa, Ted, Brittany? Welcome. I just brought you to, or I just set them up so they're all going to link through. So you can see how I'm actually going to be building my business across 3 different platforms. And I do things completely differently on these platforms for a reason. Because if you don't, you're not going to get attention on the different platforms. Okay, so on my Twitter, kind of works like a news channel. Okay, so you're broadcasting the news, but there's some really cool tips and techniques that you can use if you're not a news outlet and you're not present in the United States. Like, how do you get attention on Twitter? And it's not hard to do if you understand the way the platform works. Same thing if you're not a selfie addict, like what's the value of Instagram? So I'm going to take you through. Let's start with Twitter. Okay, both Twitter and Instagram, you'll notice, use hashtags. Okay, now you can use hashtags on Facebook, but it doesn't have the same impact as it does on Instagram and Twitter. Okay, so why do these have such a major impact? Please don't tell Jaden K. Smith about. Okay, I don't even know who Jaden K. Smith is, so don't worry, Ted. I'm not gonna not gonna give them any tips. Twitter and Instagram on the hashtags, you can really use those to your advantage to get exposure. Okay, so if you go to Twitter, if you have a Twitter account, this is the thing, like, most people don't understand, like, what's the value, like, how is one person getting so much attention on Twitter? And obviously if you're a public figure, it's going to be one thing. If you're not a public figure, you've got to kind of work within the platform, and the same thing with Instagram. Okay, if you're not a public figure, you've got to work within the platform to garner that attention. So if you look at the way on Twitter, Twitter is really easy because Twitter gives you trending topics. Okay, so if you just go to Twitter on your page, over on either the left or the right, depending on where you are in the platform, there's going to be trending topics. Okay, so you can use those trending topics to your advantage to get attention. Okay. So like today, I'm looking at this right now. Again, if you were on my, if you click on that link that's on there, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, you don't have to do it right now. You can do it later. Monday motivation. Okay, Prime Day, National Pina Colada Day, Music Monday. These are all trending topics on Twitter. Tron, Kellyanne Conway, James Comey, Trump Jr., what I learned at the beach, and Monday blogs. Okay, so those are all trending topics right now on Twitter. So all you really need to do is come up with a post, okay, and then add the trending topic, the trending hashtag to that. So if you're in, like say a home business opportunity, Monday motivation, right? Everybody loves to post these motivational things. So you can use your Twitter and basically add the Monday motivation to it, okay, to that hashtag, to what? Grab attention, because right now there's 3,974 tweets that this is a trending topic. So people are going to click on those trending topics, and this is going to create exposure. So now I'm not suggesting grab somebody else's motivational tip and try to use that to hey Debbie, hey Michael, don't necessarily grab somebody else's quote, okay, and try to use that for Monday motivation. So try to come up with something that's unique, okay, and then you can start that way of using other people's stuff, but you're going to notice you're probably not going to get any attention. So what you're looking for from using these, and use the hashtag appropriately. So don't grab Monday's blogs or Trump Jr. just to get exposure. Do it in a way that it makes sense. So I'm not going to say, come buy my skincare product, quote, Monday motivation, because all you're going to do is you're going to irritate people. They're not going to take you seriously. So Monday motivation, or like I'm not going to say, come buy my product Prime Day. Okay, so it has to kind of fit in with what the purpose of the hashtag is. So that that's going to be my second thing here, is don't just grab hashtags. Like you'll notice a lot of people, especially like my generation, they don't understand what the whole purpose of the hashtag is. So on Twitter, that hashtag, when they'll take their whole, how you doing, Vin? They'll take what's supposed to be in text, and they turn it into hashtags because they think it's trendy. And really, those hashtags are designed for a purpose, for searching. Okay, so if you're not really sure like how to use the hashtag, just go and look to see what people that are using like similar products to like what you're trying to promote or similar to your business. Look to see how they're using the hashtags. Okay, or click on, if there's somebody you follow, look to see what hashtags they're putting on there. Oh, I love the hearts. Thank you. Getting lots of hearts on right now on Periscope. So look the way they're using those. Okay, so don't just take your big block of text and turn it into hashtags. Okay, that's not going to solve your getting exposure. So so right now, again, if you're on my YouTube, you can see I've got mine up. Okay, so let's talk about setting up your page. So what happens? So now you got some exposure with your post. Okay, so on Twitter, you're going to get some exposure with your text post. Okay, on Instagram, okay, you're going to get exposure based on your photograph, okay, or your video. Okay, so that's kind of the difference between Twitter. Twitter, you got 140 characters to grab somebody's attention. A little bit harder. That's the reason. That takes some practice. That's the reason why people don't quite understand the platform, and don't do what some people are doing and take your post and split it into like 2 and 3 posts. If you're like in the #1 post in the country, you might be able to get away with that, but that's not going to work for the average person like you and I. Okay, so if you're trying to if you want to write a blog post, and write a blog post and then attach it to that's the appropriate way to do it. Okay, but if you're not again in the top post in the country, you're not going to be able to get away with that. So just keep it to 140 characters. If you can't say it in 140 characters, don't say it. Okay, on Twitter, on YouTube, I'm sorry, on Instagram. Okay, your picture has to tell a story. Okay, if your picture's not telling a story, then people are going to thumb past it. Okay, so it's got to be something that's going to stop them, and so they're going to actually take a look at that. And then again, you could direct people. So it's like, how do I get people to pay attention to me, and how do I get more exposure? So on Twitter, we use those trending topics to get exposure with the hashtags, right? So we're going to grab one of those trending hashtags and we're going to associate a post to that. And I've actually gotten, well, you can see I've got 15,000 followers on Twitter. So how I got there, how do I got the 15.5 thousand is I used those trending topics, put something 140 character post with that. Okay, that was unique, not just grabbing what everybody else is posting. That's not going to give you attention if you're grabbing what everybody else is posting. Okay, so you want to make your own post, create your own content. Even if you just start practicing, okay, start practicing with that. It doesn't have to happen day one, but I've been recognized by Twitter as top post. Okay, I don't know if they still do that. It's been a little while since I really, exploited that. I'm going to start exploiting it again, but I used to get these top post things. So grabbing a trending topic, putting something unique next to it, and all of a sudden, if it's grabbing attention on Twitter, they would give you this top post designation. And I know I've saved the picture somewhere. It doesn't really matter, but that's how I was able to get top post on the trending topic, was by coming up with something unique that grabbed people's attention using the hashtag. So, just remember, people are going to they're going to use that hashtag. So don't put crazy stuff on there just to get, just to make it look like you're using, something trendy. These are actually trending topics that you really need to think about. Okay, every single one doesn't have to be that way, but think about like what you're using. So if I go back to, I'm going to go back to Instagram. So like, how do we do this on Instagram? So I'm actually going to go to the regular Instagram page, not mine. So let's see, just go to Instagram and see like what some of my followers. Unfortunately, a lot of my followers don't know how to do this. So they just like do these wild and crazy hashtags. Let's see if I can find something. Let's see what Kettlebell Concepts did. Okay, they don't know how to do it. You could also grab people's attention by using the @ sign, so you can see what you're doing. If you use that ampersand sign, the funny looking A, and then you can link in other people that you're friends with, okay, or have followers. So you could do that as well on both Twitter and Instagram. So you could bring in other people, other businesses. That's one way to do it. So if I look at this, if I'm looking at right now, if you're not on my page, or if you're not watching me, okay, I'm on Kettlebell Concepts. I'm also a kettlebell instructor, and they did things like they put in pound kettlebell. They put in hey Joe, hey Barb. They put in pound live better, pound train better, pound Dubai. So I'm just going through here, like those are basically trending topics that I can see, or they use these hashtags which would actually connect with other people. I got a question on Periscope. Are Periscope or Snapchat still relevant? Snapchat is very, very relevant. I'm going to do a separate, separate video on Snapchat on how to connect people in on Snapchat. It's completely different. See, I could do Twitter and I could do Instagram on basically, and Periscope connects in with, the reason why Periscope is really relevant is because it puts you up on Twitter. Okay, so it's going to connect you in on Twitter. Yeah, Snapchat's very relevant, but it's a unique platform. So you got to kind of figure out how to do the whole Snapchat thing. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's why I'm going to do that one separately. But you can pretty much work Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is 140 characters. Instagram is a picture. Okay, so people want to see relevant stuff that's happening. Again, don't put a picture of your product. Don't use it to show your product. Don't use it to take other people's pictures of other people's company stuff. Like, let the company advertise the product. Okay, don't you want to do this? Is stuff about you. This is 99% of what you're putting up on Periscope, or I mean on Instagram, should be your stuff. Okay, it should be lifestyle. It should be like what's going on in your life right now. That's what's going to attract somebody into it to follow you on Instagram. Okay, same thing with Twitter. Twitter's like the news. Okay, it's the news. Instagram is lifestyle pictures. Instagram or Twitter is the news. Okay, so the news actually goes to you go to the media. The media goes to Twitter, okay, and Periscope to get the news. Believe it or not. Okay, so if you're thinking that these platforms are not relevant, they're hugely relevant because that's where the mass broadcasting media is going. Hey, Bill. So if you want to get the news first, go, and you want to get all the news, go to Twitter, go to Periscope. Okay. If you want to, do lifestyle pictures and things like that, go to Instagram. Okay. So you could get huge exposure through these platforms if you know how to use them. Okay. But again, can't do funky, like, don't just make up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't just make up hashtags. Like, use the hashtags to your advantage. And you manage to juggle all of these things at once. You don't. That's a good. Thanks for that point. You can't juggle. Don't try to juggle all the platforms at once. Okay. Learn one. Pick one. Start with one. Again, I've been doing this since I started in 2001, 2002, I think, or it might have been 2000. I think it was 2003. I actually started in social media. Okay, so I kind of grew with these platforms. It was just because my youngest son said, hey, what's this, what's this social media thing, and he jumped on. Okay, so this is back in the days of Tom. Okay, so he jumped on. I said, oh, I better find out what this thing's all about, because he was going to be on there. I didn't know who he was going to be connecting with. As far as I knew, these were mostly college students. He was a teenager at the time, or preteen at the time, and I wanted to make sure that he wasn't getting into something he wasn't supposed to get into. And I just saw at the time, I saw there was already over 1 million people on on a platform. And so now what's the latest thing is Facebook's got over 2 billion people around the world. So that's the reason why I jumped on. So yeah, grab one. But again, I'm just kind of giving you these tips because I've got friends and business associates that are they have all their engagements on Instagram, and then these businesses are telling people, okay, go to Facebook, make this post, and people are going to buy your product. Well, they don't have any engagement on Facebook. They don't even know, so they make the post and it doesn't work, and so they say, oh, this doesn't work. Okay, but when you look, all their engagements on Instagram, or all their engagements on Snapchat, or all engagements on Twitter. So what we really need to do is you need to work in the platform where your engagement is first, and then expand into these other platforms. So that's so if you're this is, again, these are for the question, what's this about? I'm trying to help some folks who want to build their business, home-based business on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, whatever it happens to be. Today's topic is on engagement on Instagram and Twitter. Okay, so that's what this is really all about. So again, Instagram and Twitter, it's all about hashtags. So let me just go through some of the basic setups now that I kind of went through the and you could go back if you're just coming in now. It's 19 minutes in. You can go back. In Periscope, it's out there for 24 hours. So make sure you set up your channel link. Okay, well, I guess it's not for you then. Thank you. You could jump off now. I had somebody that doesn't like my video, so I guess they'll be jumping off. Let's see. So go to your, if you go to Instagram and you go to Twitter, up on the top, you can, when you go into settings, basically, you could set a link And so if you go to my Instagram and you go to my Twitter, you'll notice that there's a link in there. What it does is it connects people into my YouTube channel. Okay, so they can connect into my YouTube channel and they can subscribe. Do not make that link your business link. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you want that to be someplace where they can kind of congregate to get all the rest of the picture. Okay, so you want to make them ask for information, curiosity. You need curiosity in order to build your business online. They are not going to ask you questions, okay, about your business if you're giving them the answers. Okay, it could be a link to a blog. Yeah, it could be a link. It's a good question, Chad. Could be a link. It's got to be that one place where you want everybody to go to. Okay, for me, I don't have I don't really keep my blog up. I like to do the videos. So, not that I'm really good at talking like this, but it's like I'd rather do a video than have to sit down and do a blog. And so I have everybody coming to my. You could do subscribers through a blog. You could do, there's a lot of different. You could do you can link them to Medium if you have a Medium account and you like to do those types of posts. It could be whatever. Okay. Sometimes they have people going to a website where they've got content, like a band would have them go to a website where it has their concert dates and things like that. For me, it's my YouTube channel, but it's that one place. You want to kind of have one place where everything comes together. Okay, and for me, it happens to be my YouTube channel, not your product site. Never your product site, because they're going to go to the product site. There's no reason to ask you any questions. People make the wrong assumption, so you want to make sure. That's my second point. You need to control the conversation. Okay, if they go and they look at your product and they see it's, like, say, an MLM product or an affiliate model, they're going to make assumptions based on general knowledge. Okay, so they're never going to ask you questions about your business or your product. They're going to assume that, oh, it's one of those things, it's a pyramid deal, it costs money to get into it. They're going to make all these assumptions based on generally accepted principles. Hey, Laura. So they're never going to ask. That's why people are like, I post this stuff all the time and people never ask me any questions. Like, they don't ask me about my business. Well, it's because you're already giving them all the answers that, in their mind, you're already answering all their questions for them. They've never asked you they've never tried your product. Okay, you could be saying it's the best product in the world. They're never going to try it because they're going to assume, oh, I can get that. I saw that same ingredient at the let's say the drugstore. Okay, I saw a product that does the same thing at the drugstore, and it was $20 less. So they don't understand that. Okay, yeah, it may say it has that ingredient in it, but it's it's like this much when your product has this much. Okay, so you see where I'm going? They're never going to ask the question. They're going to assume that the results are going to be the same as the stuff that you buy off of Amazon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're never going to ask because you've already given them what they believe is answering all their questions. So you'll notice whenever I post a product, there's no product name, there's no company name. All they know is, it does this. Okay, I just posted I just posted this card. Okay, you can't see the name of I blocked who the company is. They got to ask me if they're interested in it. They got to ask me the question. Okay, because if I post this up there and I tell them what this thing does, they're going to go and buy a plastic card on, whatever, Amazon, and they're going to think it's the same thing. And then they're going to get it home. They're going to say, "Oh, that thing just doesn't work. I bought this card for $10 on Amazon." Okay, but it's not the same card. But they're going to take what you said and think it's the same card. So make sure you control the conversation. The other thing is you develop relationships. Somebody had posted out this morning that their business, you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to stock anything. It's 3-minute posts online, and so basically what they're saying is, with my company, I don't have to develop any relationships with my customers. All I'm going to do is take your money and keep your money, and your company's going to support you. So all you're going to be doing is paying me for the fact that I have a. This is what it sounds like to people. You're paying me for having a friendship with you on Facebook, and somebody else is going to do all the work. Okay. Well, then they wonder why they found the same product on. They found my product on Amazon and they bought it there. I hear this every single day. So and so saw my product and they bought it on Amazon. Okay. Well, why would they do business with you? It's like they got it for free shipping, and they probably got same day, next day shipping from Amazon. Okay. And so what's their advantage of, and Amazon's going to support them just like your company was going to support them. Okay. Amazon, you know what I'm saying? So like all they're doing is buying a product. So why not get it? People have been taught to shop for less, right? Discounts. Get the discount, right? Walmart taught us what? Go for the discount. Amazon taught us go for the discount, and by the way, it's going to be convenience. So it's price and convenience. If you're not supporting them, right? My customers are getting it from me for a reason. There's a value. I'm adding value. Okay, that's the reason why they're getting it from me. I don't say take the order and ship it to them, because then they're going to go look for it. This was the weirdest one. I had a product in one of the companies that I work with. The person said they bought a box of product from me, and they just happen to be going to Germany next month, and they're going to find out how they can get it directly from the company in Germany. Now, talk about going around the person who showed them the product. Okay, the product does come from Germany, and so they're going to completely go around that person and see if they can get it for less while they're in Germany. Germany, okay, we're in the U.S. So I say this all, like, you developed no relationship with them. You sold them a product, okay? You basically, all you've done is you become a product sales. There's no reason, you added no value to that sale, okay? You want this person to keep coming back to you for value, okay, for that value that you offer on the product. So support, any issues, any questions, okay? This is the first thing people do. If somebody has a question, they send them to a website, okay? Well, why do they need to come back to me? They're going to answer all their questions on the website. I'd rather they come back to me and I answer their questions for them than send them, give them a link and then completely bypass me. Because once I give them a link, they're like, okay, well, now they have to do they figure, well, I might as well just keep doing all my own research, right? Because it's just easier than have to keep going back to, somebody and asking them, sound like I'm asking them questions. No, you want to support them, okay? And Amazon and eBay are not your friends, okay? People that list their products go out and do research on people that sell their stuff on Amazon and eBay, okay? What happens is these companies, okay, especially Amazon, if they see that your product is selling on their website, they will cut you out. They will completely cut you out of the whole thing. Okay, so hey Teresa. So Amazon and eBay are not your friends. So if you're listing your product on there and that starts to take off, they will go right around you and they will bring it in. So because they don't make very much profit if you're selling their product, the product on their website. They'd rather make more profit. There's people that work inside these companies that are watching product sales and bringing products in them, because they can go directly to the company the same way you do. They will cut you right out. Okay, so if you're trying to act like Amazon and eBay and just deliver just connect people to links, there's no reason for people to work with you. Okay, develop relationships with people. That's what it's all about. And so I'm just going to wrap up with the hashtag thing here. So on all of these sites, again, if you go onto Instagram, just look to see what people who are hugely successful. The best thing I did, okay, when I was trying to figure out how to use Instagram, what I did was I Googled who are the top people on Instagram, okay, and then I looked at their website. I looked at what they were posting on Instagram. Obviously, there's a reason why people are connecting to these people. I looked at what the companies were posting. I looked at what individuals were posting, and go down through the list and see if there's somebody that's in your industry, okay, that's posting that's hugely successful on Instagram, on that platform. See what they're doing, okay? And so if you go to their sites, okay, you're not gonna, even on the product companies, okay, most of the product companies are smart enough to know they can't just post the product. They're posting lifestyle. Okay, so you look and it's like it's all lifestyle posts. Okay, it's somebody if it's Nike. Okay, good example. Go to Nike. Okay, it's somebody kicking the ball with their. You don't see a picture of a sneaker. You see somebody kicking a soccer ball with their sneaker on, or with their shirt on, or it's all lifestyle. They're connecting you in with the reason why you need their product. It's not, so if you're selling shakes, don't put the shake out there. Nobody cares about your shake. They can get it from a million other distributors, right? Why are they using your shake? Okay, so yeah, it's great that you got the shake, but if it's you standing there drinking the shake, it's not connecting them into anything. Okay, why? What's the why? Why do they need my shake? It's you at the gym drinking your shake. It's you on your bike drinking your shake. Getting it? Get it? Okay. Now, last thing. People ask me, Mike, why do you give these things out for free on all these platforms? Because it's mostly for my team and the people to connect in with me. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. People watch these, they sign off, and then they go back to their social media platform and they do exactly the same way they were doing it yesterday. Okay? So there's only like a small percentage of people that, I'm developing a relationship with them, and eventually they're either going to figure out that what they're doing isn't working because they're getting tired of having zero sales, okay, or they're going to drop out of the business, but they're not going to change what they're doing because they're going to watch this, go back and do it exactly the same way they did it yesterday, because Mary Jo told them that she was really successful, even though she never sold a single thing on social media. And so this is the way Mary Jo's doing it. And because Mary Jo, made a paycheck once, or they told you Mary Jo made a paycheck once, they're going to keep doing it the way they were doing it before. So this is for the new folks that are connecting in with me. I'm not trying to grab anybody from another company because they're just going to keep doing it the same way they were doing it anyway. I watch it every single day. They come on, they watch my video, and then they go back to their page and they do exactly what they did yesterday, and they still are, they're still stuck with where they were, thinking that someday it's going to change. If they just keep, because somebody keeps telling them, if you keep doing it, it's going to change. Well, if the last post you didn't change anything, and you went back to the person and said, okay, what else do I have to do because I didn't get any engagement, and all they said was, oh, just keep posting that the same way. If somebody keeps telling you, well, it's working for Mary Smith and Jim Bob, you just got to keep posting it, and trust me, I went through this for years and years and years. Oh, just keep doing it. Eventually it'll work. No. If they're not coming back to you and saying, okay, let's take a look at the post, okay, not just that post, but look at all the other posts that are on your page. I have a meeting tomorrow night, okay? We're going to look at, I've already looked at their social media. I already know, okay, they did a post, only got one person that was interested, okay? So we're going to talk tomorrow night about the engagement on their page. Okay, how do you increase if they're not talking to you about how do you increase the engagement on your page, I don't care what Mary Jo did, because I don't know what Mary Jo's background is. Mary Jo could be in 3 other companies and have a big, huge following that you don't have. That's like going in and saying, let's see what the Kardashians are doing, and post pictures like the Kardashians and think that you're going to be successful like them. Well, you don't have the endorsement deals and the exposure that the Kardashians do. So that's why I post stuff like this. So how do I get that engagement? Okay, they don't have to post a hashtag. People are going to keep coming back to their page. You have to post hashtags, okay, to get that exposure. So when somebody clicks on that hashtag, your picture comes up, and they're like, "Oh, who's Mike? Who's Mike Zimmer? I got to let me go check out his page." Now, if they go to your page and they look at your page and it's shake and it's skincare and they're not gonna. There's no reason for. They're like, "Oh, okay, they're in that company." Yeah, it's interesting the stuff that you get on. I love the posts that you get on Periscope because it's like, you know, like anybody can go on there. So it gives you great exposure, but you get some really interesting comments. But any case, so that's set up your just a rehash. Okay, set up your page. Okay, so they have just kind of like a general place to go if it's a blog or Medium, or in my case it's YouTube. It's just one place where you do most of your posting. Okay, stick with lifestyle. Stay away from your product. If you're posting your product, don't let them know what it is. Okay, there's no reason to ask you if they know what it is. Okay, so if you're posting your shake, they don't need to know what the company is that where you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, make them ask you for what the company is. Are you? This is what I ask people. Are you the company? No. Can they get, if they see the label on your shake, can they get it from somebody else other than you? Yes. Then don't post it. Don't post it. Okay? Because all you're doing is you're advertising for somebody else. Oh, okay. Let me just get rid of this quick. Make sure you're using the hashtags. Find out what people are using that do similar stuff to you. Okay? Like, if you look like, there's some, you know, cute stuff that you can do, like, people that work out use things, you know, like go to places where people work out and see like what the people are posting. Like, you know, they post things like gains and like hashtag gains, hashtag swole, things like that. And so that's a way to get, you know, to get exposure. You know, if you're in the weight loss industry, right, you want to get exposure from people that are exercising. So see what these companies are posting, see what the people, individuals, okay, who are working out, not the individuals who are selling shakes, individuals who are actually doing it, okay? You know, but I said, if you go to the big companies, like that have the PR, like go to big companies that have PR. Like I went to the Nike page to see, like, what does Nike post? Go to Coca-Cola. Like, what is Coca-Cola posting? It's going to be the same thing. Very rarely are you going to see, like, the product. You're going to see the product in action somewhere. You know, you're going to see an image of them connecting you into something. And that's what really, you want to do the same thing. You want to connect them into the reason why they need your product, not the product. Okay? You're not a television advertisement, so don't do that. And you're not the company. So don't, you know, forget their hashtags and, you know, and the, what I call the gang hashtags. Stay away from the gang hashtags. Because there's no reason for them to, number one, there's no reason for them to engage with you if they're not in your company. If you want to just talk to the people who are already buying the product, then that's the way to do it. So you want to engage with strangers. And, you know, the strangers are going to think, oh, all they're doing is posting. This is what I think when I see them. Oh, they're just trying to connect with the people that are already in the company. So, in any case, today's tips. Go out in Instagram and go out in Twitter, because I'm going to tell you there's a lot bigger audiences out there that are untapped, right? Everybody's going out and trying to get the same people. Stop trying to get people and go out and engage with people on these other platforms, because like somebody asked me, Snapchat. Not a lot of engagement on Snapchat, and that's a huge platform. Like, people, you got to learn how to engage on those platforms. Not a lot of people engaging on Instagram. They're trying to get people from Facebook. Not a lot of people engaging on Twitter. Like, they just don't understand, like, how to post on these sites. So have a great day. You'll also notice the last thing I shut off is Facebook, because otherwise I get cut off. So it's another tip.